Well, hi everybody. My name is Rachel. I am one of the counselors over in Elements, and then I'm also in CRC on like Mondays and Tuesdays. So I'm here to just talk about stress management. We're not going to get real in depth about it because I'm sure we've all experienced stress in our lives, whether it's through work or through other personal things that go on. So I have a lot of memes because laughing is good for stress. So I really liked the cat. I don't know what this cat is going through, but I can relate. I can probably relate to that on like a day-to-day basis, just like crying and being sad or whatever. Not saying I'm a big deal, but the government classifies me as essential. Like we worked through all of COVID practically. So I mean, we've not only been in a pandemic, but we've been working in this field the whole time. So I mean, that's a lot of stress to be going through. Trying to figure out when I can have the meltdown that I'm entitled to. Yeah, I have those frequently. You all probably know. So how does it feel being essential employees? Essential employees. And then I don't know why I related to this one so much. When you're trying to remember if you were always this dark and twisted, or if your career in healthcare has made you this way, right? I mean, we all hear a lot of things on a day-to-day basis working in this field. You know, working in the substance use field and the medical field, we hear a lot of different things, and just in general, in life, we hear a lot of different things. Essential workers during their lunch break. I don't know about you all, but sometimes I'm like running to my office and closing my door, and I'm like, I need to get away, right? So everyone feels stress. Like I said, we all feel it time to time, but what is stress? So stress is basically our body's responses to maybe a situation that's going on outside of things. So for example, work or school, maybe you have a test coming up, or maybe you have a big presentation that you're doing in front of people that you're stressed about, a significant life change, or a traumatic event can be stressful. Stress can also impact your health, so it's important to pay attention to what your body is telling you when you're stressed. So do any of you have like signs that your body tells you when you're stressed, where you're like, oh gosh, I need to take some time to take care of myself? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's like a pretty persistent knot right in my shoulders.
Yeah.
That if I'm stressed, that's where it likes to live.
Yeah. Just hangs out there.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. So like physical pain. Mm-hmm. I always get lower back pain when I'm really stressed. That's how I know that like, ooh, I need to take a break. Yeah. So then stress affects everyone. So everyone experiences stress from time to time, and there's different types of stress, which can all carry physical and mental health risks. So there's the routine stress, which is like your everyday stress, you know, maybe from work or from school or family, or, oh, I gotta go home and I gotta do the dishes, I gotta fold the laundry, I gotta let the dogs out, I gotta, you know, all these things. And then there's also stress brought about by sudden negative changes, such as losing a job, divorce, or illness. Maybe something has happened where it has caused a heightened response of stress. And then traumatic stress experienced during an event such as a major accident, war, assault, anything traumatic that you've been through, that can create even some chronic stress. And then not all stress is bad. So can you all think of like times where stress helped you? Where stress was maybe beneficial for you?
I mean, I always think that I work better under stress.
Yeah.
So, like, I justify, like, I have to be stressed, otherwise I'm not going to be able to accomplish these things.
Yeah.
So, like, that pressure I almost need in order to succeed in what I'm doing.
Absolutely. Definitely. I remember in grad school, if I wasn't stressed about an exam, then I would probably fail it. right? So that always helped me through school, like stressing out, because it was important to me. So I wanted to do well. Yeah. So there are ways to manage stress. I really liked the lavender reduces stress and then me putting lavender all over myself. So exercise can help with stress. I'm sure, Jen, you probably incorporate that with working out and with our clients and everything. It boosts your confidence, it lowers stress hormones, so cortisol hormones, and it improves your sleep. Aromatherapy. And a lot of these are just personal preference. So some, like, exercise may not work for you, but maybe aromatherapy does. So you just got to kind of pick and choose what works and what doesn't. Reduce your caffeine intake. Everybody is on a different basis of how well they take in caffeine. I can only have 1 cup, or else I'm like flying off the walls and I'm really anxious. So just manage your caffeine intake, because higher doses of caffeine can increase anxiety. Write it down. I always recommend to clients and to myself, if I'm having trouble sleeping one night because I'm just so focused on work the next day, or my mind's racing about other things going on in life, I have like my journal and a pen right next to my bed. So I just will jot down what I'm worried about, so I can just visually get it out of my head. And then also, while recording what you're stressed about, you can jot down what you're grateful for too. So I'm really worried about work tomorrow, but I'm grateful that I have a job. Try to balance it. What's the good coming out of this? Learn to say no, right? Setting boundaries with other people. Sometimes as humans, we want to take on everything and we want to be yes people. Yes, 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 yes. I know I am. So learning to say no when you're like, there's too much on my plate right now. I need to say no. Practice mindfulness. I like the SpongeBob one. Me after mindfulness lecture. Rainbows, yay! I teach trauma-informed yoga over at Elements, and we do a lot of mindfulness and meditation. So it's just practicing being in the moment, and being in the present, staying within what's within your control, and just really focusing on, me sitting in this chair and me talking to you all about this presentation. Deep breathing, I do a lot of that too. The main one that I use is belly breathing. So when you breathe, you slow down your parasympathetic, or it activates your parasympathetic nervous system. So your sympathetic nervous system is your fight, flight, freeze, the one where you're like, I got adrenaline, I'm, really stressed out. Parasympathetic is the one that relaxes you, and that's what deep breathing can help with. So belly breathing, breathing all the way in through your nose, and then filling up your stomach with air. So not your shoulders with air, but your stomach with air, and then exhaling out through your mouth like you're blowing up a balloon. And you can do that like 3 to 5 times just to get yourself calm. I'd be interested in seeing, if you all did it, 1 minute today, and see how you felt before and after. Just trying that, because it really can help you. Socializing, right? So in the pandemic, we were all told to isolate, not be around people, but as humans, we need that social support, and that really is going to lower our stress, whether it's with family or friends or with your animals. You gotta be around something. And then laugh. So it's hard to feel anxious when you're laughing. That's why I put some of these memes in here, because laughing is good for you. It relaxes your muscles. When you're tense, you'll relax, and then also relieves your stress responses. So, and then I brought cookies for everybody, so feel free to have some cookies. Stress spelled backwards is desserts. So feel free to have some cookies. Anybody have any questions at all?
But the aromatherapy, is that like the essential oils, or is that
So it can be like there's a lot of different scents that can relax you. I know lavender is one that helps with stress. So it can be like the essential oils. It can be like even scented candles. I know they have like spray that you can spray on your pillow before bed. They have like bubble bath stuff that you can get. So yeah, but really kind of when you're doing aromatherapy, you gotta kind of like relax and you actually have to like breathe it in, not like be up close and be like sniffing it, but
Yeah.
you know, breathing it in and just kind of being in that moment. So yeah.
Yeah, is there like a specific time that they recommend to like practice that to where you can improve your stress
I'm
over
sure
time? or-
they do. I know I do a lot of aromatherapy when I'm practicing like mindfulness.
Mhm.
So they have like those rolls where you can like you know how like you roll on perfume and you like do that. They have the essential oil one. So sometimes I'll roll some on my wrist and I'll take a quick smell because it just kind of brings me back to the present, like mindfulness. So it's just whenever you really need it. I recommend before bed because it always makes me tired, like just because I'm relaxing and I'm just kind of settling down for the day. But really, your personal preference.
I have a question about bringing like stuff home, whether it's work related. I feel like it's just so bad to bring stress to the home life. So like, do you have any good tips on whether it's work or like something that happened with a group of people that was stressful, like how to not bring that home or what to do?
So, well, I'm sure other people can chime in too, you know, with having that rough day. But something that I do is I always sometimes do a visual, like visualize myself, like, okay, I'm gonna take my counselor jacket off today and I'm gonna hang it up before I leave my office. Just kind of that visual representation really helps me separate work from home. So that's just something personally I do to help with it. Does anybody else do it?
Yeah, what I try to do, especially since we're behavioral health, is I try to process with you guys before I leave. Because if I don't, I mean, there are things I just can't say to my family or friends, and a lot of it's really heavy, so I'm not trying to put that on them, right? So, my coworkers, our coworkers are good at making that time in that space, so I try to lean on them here if something is stressful so that it's less likely to take it home.
Well, and definitely too, you know, seeking out support like through our EAP, or just seeking counseling elsewhere if you need it. Like having that other person help you balance out, you know, having trouble taking stuff home with you, and really just visualizing yourself leaving it at work. But yeah.
I feel like a guided meditation. I don't know if you should do this when you're driving, actually, but like I was thinking like a guided meditation, like on your drive home, if you're not gonna get too zenned out and like not be able to get to it. But maybe I don't know. I think is it Dr. Ray that listens to like a specific playlist in her car or
Yeah.
something, like either before or after work. So she has that set up, I think, for her. I think it's her, but yeah, music I think would be a good outlet too on your way home if you're intentional about it.
Or even setting up, I know I used to do this for a while, giving yourself a time limit of how long you're going to talk about work when you get home.
Mhm.
So 10 minutes I'm going to talk about work, and then after, I'm going to talk about work.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I use podcasts on the way home. I listen to a podcast about films because I like films, and then it just puts me in that, okay, this is I'm going to be at home place. It's not anybody to talk to because I can tell the dogs anything.
Yeah.
And they won't say, you'll be all right. That guy's going to be all right. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Podcasts are great.
They are.
I love them.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all.